Quick question before we start. Without looking at your phone, how many subscriptions do you think you're paying for right now? 5? 10? Here's the uncomfortable part. Most people guess about half of what they're actually paying. The rest is just quietly leaving your account every single month. No warning, no reminder, just gone. Today, I'm breaking down the subscription trap, how it's built to make you forget, why just $4.99 a month might be the most dangerous phrase in your entire budget, and exactly how to get that money back. Stick around because by the end of this video, you're going to open your bank statement and probably find at least one subscription you completely forgot existed. And I'm also going to show you what to do after you cancel, so this problem doesn't just quietly rebuild itself in 6 months.
Let's start with the number that should scare you a little. Studies on subscription spending consistently find that people underestimate their monthly subscription costs by over 200%. If you think you're spending $80 a month on subscriptions, the real number is closer to $200 plus. Why the gap? Because subscriptions today aren't just Netflix and Spotify anymore. They're hiding everywhere. Your phone plan add-ons, cloud storage upgrades you forgot you needed, that meditation app you tried for a free week 2 years ago, food delivery memberships, software trials that quietly convert to paid plans. Even physical products now, razors, vitamins, dog food, all on autopay. Individually, each one feels harmless. $4.99 here, $9.99 there. That's the whole trick. Nobody budgets for death by 1,000 small charges, but add them up over a year and you could be looking at $1,500 to $3,000, money that vanished without a single conscious decision. And here's the part that really gets me. Most of this money didn't buy you anything. You didn't get a better life, a nicer meal, a memory. It just left, quietly, every single month.
This isn't an accident. Subscription businesses are designed around a few psychological levers. Let's name them, because once you see them, you can't unsee them. Lever number 1. The frictionless start, friction-full exit. Signing up takes 15 seconds and 1 click. Canceling? Suddenly you need to confirm your identity, navigate 4 menus, or call a phone number during business hours. That asymmetry is intentional. It's called a dark pattern, and it's one of the most well-documented tactics in the subscription industry. Lever number 2. The free trial flip. Free trials aren't really about letting you try before you buy. They're about getting your card on file. Once that card is stored, the default behavior of human beings is inertia. We don't cancel things. We just don't get around to it. Default equals keep paying. That's the design. Price anchoring in small bites. $9.99 a month sounds like nothing, but nobody frames it as $120 a year, which is what it actually is. Breaking a cost into small recurring chunks makes it feel psychologically smaller than it is, even when the total is identical. Bundling and feature creep. Ever notice how your $8 plan slowly becomes a $14 plan? Small, incremental increases are far less likely to trigger a cancellation than one big jump, even though the end result costs you more. The silent renewal. No receipt, no "hey, we're about to charge you" email for a lot of services. Just a charge that shows up buried in a bank statement between a coffee purchase and a gas fill-up. Guilt and sunk cost. This one's sneaky. You've already paid for 8 months of a fitness app you barely opened, so canceling now feels like wasting what you already spent, even though the money's already gone either way. That feeling keeps people paying for a 9th month and a 10th. Put all 6 of these together and you get a system that isn't hoping you forget, it's counting on it.
Let's make this concrete with 3 completely realistic examples, because the average person doesn't really exist. Your subscription trap probably looks different depending on your life stage. Profile 1. The student. Streaming split with roommates, one music app, a couple of small course or study tool subscriptions, a food delivery membership. Individually cheap, maybe $4 to $6 each, but it adds up to around $45 a month. Over 4 years of school, that's roughly $2,160, often paid for with money that was tight to begin with. Profile 2. The average working adult. Here's a realistic stack. Subscription, monthly cost. Streaming service number 1, $15.99. Streaming service number 2, $11.99. Music streaming, $10.99. Cloud storage, $9.99. Gym app, $19.99. Meal kit or delivery membership, $12.99. Cloud gaming or app subscription, $14.99. News or media subscription, $8.99. A forgotten trial-turned-paid app, $6.99. That's $112.91 a month, over $1,350 a year for subscriptions, half of which you probably couldn't have named off the top of your head 5 minutes ago. Profile 3. The family household. Now multiply some of that by household size. Multiple streaming tiers for different family members' devices, a family cloud plan, kids' educational apps, a few free trial toys that converted to paid. Families commonly stack up $180 to $250 a month without anyone consciously approving the full total. That's up to $3,000 a year, often more than a family's annual grocery increase that everyone does notice and complain about. The pattern is the same across all 3. No single decision was ever big enough to notice. It's the accumulation that hurts. Now stretch any of these over 5 years and factor in that this money could have been invested instead, even at a modest average return, and you're talking about a meaningful dent in your net worth, not because of one bad decision, because of 0 decisions repeated for years. Okay, enough with the scary math. Let's fix it. Here's the exact process I use. Step 1. Pull your last 3 months of bank and card statements. Not an app, not a guess, the actual statements. Apps that detect subscriptions for you often miss annual charges or anything not tagged clearly. Do this once manually and you'll catch everything. Step 2. Highlight every recurring charge, no matter how small. Anything that repeats monthly or annually goes on the list. Don't skip the $2.99 ones, those add up too, and they're often the most forgotten. Step 3. Sort into 3 columns. Active use, rarely use, never use. Be brutally honest. I might use it someday goes in never use. That's the column you're cutting first. Step 4. Cancel the never use column today while you're already doing this, not next week. Momentum dies fast, do it in this sitting. Step 5. For rarely use, ask one question. Would I pay for this if I had to resubscribe from scratch right now? If the answer is probably not, cancel it. If you actually miss it later, you can always resubscribe. That option always exists. Step 6. Before you cancel anything you actually like, try calling to downgrade instead. A lot of services, gyms, streaming bundles, phone add-ons, have a cheaper tier they don't advertise up front. Asking, is there a lower cost plan available before you cancel outright, sometimes saves the subscription and the money. Step 7. Set a recurring calendar reminder every 90 days to repeat this audit. Subscriptions creep back in. A quarterly check keeps the leak from reopening. Step 8. For anything you keep, check if annual billing is cheaper than monthly. Many services quietly offer 15 to 20% savings for paying yearly, but they never advertise it upfront. This isn't about depriving yourself of things you enjoy. It's about making sure you're the one deciding what you pay for, not inertia, and not a dark pattern designed by someone else's product team. Here's something most cancel your subscriptions videos skip. Doing the audit once doesn't fix this permanently. New subscriptions creep back in through free trials, App Store defaults, and recommended upsells. So a few habits that make this stick. Habit 1. Never give a card number for a free trial without setting a phone reminder for 2 days before it ends. Not the day it ends, 2 days before, so you actually have time to act instead of missing the window. Habit 2. Use one dedicated card or virtual card number for anything subscription-based, separate from your main spending card. It makes your monthly subscription total visible at a glance instead of buried among groceries and gas. Habit 3. Before signing up for anything new, ask, would I pay for this if it cost the annual total upfront right now in one payment? If $9.99 a month suddenly feels different as a $120 lump sum, that's useful information. Trust it. Habit 4. Treat your quarterly audit like a recurring bill of its own. 90 minutes 4 times a year is genuinely one of the highest hourly returns you can get on your own time.
Look, subscription companies aren't evil for existing. Recurring revenue is just good business for them. But it's your job to make sure it's good business for you too, not something quietly happening in the background of your bank account. Do the audit this week. Even if you only cancel 2 or 3 things, you just gave yourself a raise without working a single extra hour. So, here's my question for you. When you check your statement, what's the one subscription you're most scared to find? Drop it in the comments. I'll read through them and reply to a few. If this saved you money, hit subscribe. See you in the next one.